Alright guys, so in this training module we're talking about deodorization of smoke. And there's going to be 3 steps to deodorization. Number 1 is going to be thermal fogging. Number 2 is going to be encapsulating and sealing of the exposed framing. And number 3 is going to be ozone. Those 3 features really take care of the smoke odor in a fire damaged home. If you skip any one of these steps, you can run the risk of leaving some smoke odor in the home. So thermal fogging, the definition of thermal fogging is this, right? It's a thermal fog works basically by emitting a cloud of particles that are similar in composition to the actual smoke particles, right? And so the thermal fog particles are designed to neutralize any other smoke particles that are still in the home, and they'll come in contact with them because it really goes into the crevices of where the smoke actually goes to. So the thermal fogger neutralizes the smoke molecules. That's one aspect of deodorization, and you can see in the video that this basically duplicates smoke. So you want to make sure that you have no one's in the home and there are no pets in the house, number 1. Number 2, you want to notify the local fire department to let them know that you are thermal fogging, because what will happen is smoke can come out of the vents or out of an open crevice, and then it looks like there's smoke. And so these people have already had a fire, the neighbors probably have seen it, and if they see smoke coming out, you're probably going to get that phone call. You have to advise the fire department. Number 3, you want to post notices indicating that you're doing odor removal, so that way no one who doesn't belong there can just walk on in. Number 4, any technician working on a thermal fog machine should be wearing a respirator, eye protection, and skin protection from the fluid that you have to install in the thermal fogger. Number 5, you need to shut off all the flames and pilot lights to either the oven, if there's one, or if there is a water heater that's there. You got to turn that off too. Number 6, you want to make sure that you cover all the smoke detectors so those don't go off. That is your thermal fog checklist as you get started thermal fogging. So now that the thermal fog has been completed, now we get into encapsulating the exposed framing members. And so the first thing you want to do is make sure that you remove any charred lumber that exceeds a 1/4 inch char. Anything above that is going to have to be replaced, and so you want to make sure you thoroughly inspect and remove any charred lumber that is past a 1/4 inch char. Number 2 is you're going to remove all the light fixtures in the home. In addition, you're going to remove the air conditioning registers. We've got to get the fixtures away from the studs, in addition to the boots of the air conditioning vents. Pull those away so that way we can seal the framing behind there as well. Number 3 is a photo of the types of sealers that we use for the smoke deodorization. Zinsser BIN is what we like to use. Another one is Kills Max, and these are the sealers that have an odor counteractant to help seal the framing members. Number 4, all the exposed framing members get sealed completely on all sides, as well as the exposed plywood and possible exposed paper from an exterior wall. All of these products do hold odor, and so as you're spraying the studs, you're also spraying that exposed lumber and the exposed paper from the stucco as well. Number 5, as you seal, there may be some areas that have heavier smoke, and so this will require a couple of passes on the sealer to make sure that gets completely encapsulated. And as you can see, once the framing is sealed, it is completely white. That concludes the sealing aspect of it, and now we're going to go into the ozone treatment. So ozone is also considered O3, which contains 3 atoms of oxygen rather than the 2 atoms that we normally use to breathe our oxygen. Ozone is also considered the second most powerful sterilant in the world and can be used to destroy bacteria, viruses, and odors. When ozone makes contact with odor, it is completely destroyed by oxidation. It completely eliminates it. So this is the final step in the 3-step process, and it is the most powerful step. So as we close, our smoke deodorization training, you've learned about thermal fogging, you've learned about encapsulating, and you've learned about ozone. Now it's time to go make it happen. Boom.